action. There we go. Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm also looking rather dark. Oop. I'll do. I'll do. Welcome in, welcome in. The, oh yeah, puppy cam's not automated on the starting soon screen. So I have to do that a little bit manually if I spot it. They are still... Where are they at? She's moved. She's moved. Done morning Zooms. Done morning breakfasts. Done, she's flipping ripped my jeans, damn dog, with her razor teeth. Getting bigger every day. Bigger every day. Oh, how we doing though, boys and girls? Hope you had a good weekend. I was nursing quite the hangover yesterday, as suspected. I'm definitely gone now, though. It is a new day, a new month, a new week, a new everything. Pre-destroying genes cost... They usually do, yeah, you're not wrong. We got Trading Post. It's officially September. I believe I'm right in saying there's a discount on gifted subs this month over on Twitch. It usually is the case in September. I'm going to assume that's up and running this month as well. We have a little bit of Legion Remix. New build of Remix coming out tomorrow, I think. So we can check that out. But today, it's catch-up. I've literally not played a single minute over the weekend. So I've got auctions to post. We've got potentially some rares to kill. More importantly, we've got some professions to finish off. I think I finished Inscription, didn't I? I'm pretty sure I fully finished Inscription. Means we might be doing some engineering of all things. Engineering which might be a little bit more involved when it comes to leveling all the professions, but we'll see. The Authority, the Depth's weapon enchant is dead in the water now. Nobody wants it. Is that the case? Or is it more that there are so many goddamn flipping enchanting alts these days that the market is just flooded? But I don't know. I don't know. I always thought the sensible thing to do with any concentration build was not to put all your eggs in one basket anyway. Now, admittedly, the market has been a little bit more lucrative throughout the entire expansion than I kind of expected it was going to be. I thought you were going to have to fight... Well, to be fair, outside of enchanting, you have kind of had to fight a little bit harder for your concentration profits. But they've still been there all the same. I'm pretty sure I bought like 10, 15 copies of the Authority, the Depths enchant at one point. I think I more than comfortably made my gold back off it though. By the time I did, I kind of was also bored of concentration alts, so two things went side by side quite nicely. Let's check any orders first thing this morning whilst my coffee cooks. Not doing those ones. It's not BIS anymore for many specs. The stat enchants are just better at this point now. Is that how it works? Is that how it works, is it? Yeah, I mean, the reality is whatever the guide says, whatever the Wowhead guides say is what people will do. As kind of crazy as that is. People let the smart people do smart things, and then everybody else just copies them and assumes they were right. This lot done. I set up several enchant alts for concentration crafts, and they're generating an average of 20 to 30k a week for 2 minutes work per character. Yeah, I don't discredit the fact that there's still gold to be made by doing it, but the amount of time that you have to Doing it right now, I couldn't really recommend to people, honestly. You could set something up and you could be profitable relatively quickly, but you've got so little time really to actually do anything with it at this point. You're better off. Well, I mean, you could do it on 1 or 2 characters just to get your, get an understanding of what the hell's going on, but we're so close to retail being just done, to be honest. Soon as Midnight Alpha comes out, and we start getting a little bit of information about what's happening in the next expansion, you'll notice that the drop-off will be absolutely ridiculous with retail stuff. It'll be actually crazy. So the time and effort to set them up right now, in my opinion, is probably not worth it, but there aren't many other good options, to be fair, right now, so. That said, herbing and mining is still doing pretty well, I would imagine, for people. Flying around Koresh, picking up stuff, can't be that bad, surely, if you've got a reasonably set up character. I kind of feel bad, once again, I've not really kept up with my gathering characters in this expansion. Which means I am only going by, like, by past sort of, guesstimations.
Let's make sweet, sweet profit together.
Insert witty quote here. Woo, my man with the 38. Thank you very much. Thank you. Good morning to you. Big appreciates on that one. Best to set up for midnight. Hopefully midnight PTR soon. Well, if whole bunch of content creators seem to have jumped on the fact that this 2 sentences from Taliesin is apparently game-changing, newsworthy, clearly shows that there are a lot of people out there that despise the profession so much. Even the slightest comment from Taliesin, regurgitating a passing comment with a dev at some point. So there's no credible, it's not even that you need a credible source for this. There just isn't a source for this. That's not to say that I don't think it's a thing, but like it goes to show just how many people will claw onto even the slightest indication that professions might be changing. It's quite funny. If they do take away a couple of the qualities from either materials or crafted gear, though, I think it would, arguably, I do think it would be, well, I've said for a while, they need to not necessarily simplify, but smooth out, what should we call it, the customer journey more so than anything else. I don't think the crafting professions are overly complex for people that actually want to pay attention to it and play with them. It's mostly people who just want to level their profession within 5 minutes at the beginning of the expansion and then just craft their own potions for the rest of the expansion. Those players kind of think that there's just too much busy work that goes into the professions. But there needs to be an element of busy work to the professions to bring some value to the people that are willing to do the busy work. There is a fine line there. But it is also clear that the professions as they stand right now, those that love them, love them. Those that hate them, hate them. Leveling up of a profession and maxing it out to be efficient is actually work. People don't want hard, they want easy. This is where I can't help but feel it's a huge misconception, and I really still to this day, I really don't think people fully grasp that concentration makes the whole thing so easy. Like, the point is you don't need to be efficient with your professions. That's what concentration allows you. It allows you to not have to figure out all of the complex shit. It allows you to just casually level up your profession. If you have, if you've got top tier tools, great. If not, well, it doesn't really matter. You can buy some materials. You often don't need to buy the most expensive materials because concentration will allow you to craft your quality 3 stuff. This one button, this concentrate button, has made the whole profession system so much easier, but only for people that want to be self-sufficient. This is the thing, right? It's significantly easy to use these professions these days. Let's look at it from the perspective that Blizzard even recommends that, say you pick up leatherworking, they recommend that you pick up skinning as well. So, you know, if you do that, if you're running around as a hunter and you're skinning things from time to time, you're getting yourself some leather, you're getting yourself some reagents. You might miss a few, you can grab a couple of extras from the auction house. But if you ever want to craft something, yourself, then, you know, you can quite easily do it. If you're ever short from where you need to be, then, well, press this button. Boom. Hey, presto, magic. You know, average Andy level materials. Like, it's not rocket science to use the professions for your own personal consumption. But the issue is that they are difficult to make gold from. If you are using them as a way to generate more than they cost you, rather than just a utility for your character, they are more involving, and you do need to optimize them a little bit more. And it's like I said, I struggle with it. I struggle with it not because it's difficult, but because I know how there are two very different types of people that play with the professions. Those that enjoy tinkering with this sort of stuff and also want to extract some value out of doing it. Those players often will look at this and get beaten out by players that work harder. Yeah, it's difficult. So simplification is something I've been wanting for a long time anyway. My area for the simplification has been from the crafting order side. I really don't think these crafting systems are particularly rocket science. Especially with the addition of a concentration button that can make up any, you know, this one button can make up any inefficiencies in your setup, whether you don't have the best tools, or you haven't got all of the knowledge points yet, or you haven't bothered to use the best materials. One button glosses over all of that completely. And, you know, it only looks bad for people that, you know, stack up things like Craft Sim and everything on top of it to, like, you know, hyper, you know, the add-ons there are there to allow you to hyper optimize if you want, but it's not, you know, an essential thing. I was leveling jewel crafting over the weekend. I still don't understand what concentration is. They need a better tooltip for learners, in my opinion. Where does concentration come from? Does it not actually even say... Well, yeah, I would point out that there is actually nothing in the game that tells you just the rate in which concentration comes back to you. Your concentration recharges over time. I've got Craft Sim on, so I can't see I can't hover over and get the default tooltips, but... But yeah, without Craft Sim on, yeah, but you are right. The in-game explanation of this stuff could be better for sure, but it quite, like, just by pressing the button, you can quickly see what it does. Oh, I have 1,000 concentration. Okay, well, I want something at higher quality. I want something at higher quality. Well, I can press this button, then all of a sudden it goes to the next one. I don't know. There are some people that have professions, but only for personal and guild use to make feasts, flasks, and so on. Yeah, it's if you want to be relatively self-sufficient, you can easily do it with the professions. Just this is why I think a lot of the feedback is misguided. You know, it's fingers are pointed at the profession system as the problem, when actually the problems are more rooted elsewhere. I think they're more rooted in the fact that nearly everything you craft is on the region-wide auction house. Now it's the region-wide auction house that makes professions significantly harder to make gold with, not the professions themselves, because everybody has the same professions. But all of a sudden, you're competing instead of with like 5 or 6 other jewel crafters on your server. You're competing with every single jewel crafter that plays the game. It's much harder to win a race when there's 500 people in the race instead of there being only 5 people in the race, you know? For reference, concentration, at least as it stands today, recharges 1 point every 6 minutes. So you get 240 concentration a day. So if you leave it for, you know, this is why some people burn as much concentration as they can, crafting a few things, and then they come back like 3 days later. The bar's at 1,000 again. But yeah, you're right. There isn't actually anything in the game that tells you that. It's only that, you know, people have just watched it and figured it out. If one of the ways that they try and simplify it is by removing or, you know, shaving some of the qualities off, I don't really think there's much need for there to be more than 2 qualities for anything, really, material or end product. Because, like what I've sort of, you know, I've spoke about this before, people either want the best or they want the cheapest. People don't care about anything in the middle. And considering most people who are, you know, most of the things that have significant quality, to be fair, that cheapest or best is kind of a scenario we have with a lot of stuff anyway. Any consumable, the cheapest is quality 2 and the best is quality 3. The fact that quality 1 exists is kind of meaningless. It just kind of sits there often pretty much exactly the same price as quality 1 and does occasionally sell. Probably because some people want the cheapest, and in fact, weirdly, quality 1 sometimes sells for more than quality 2, and this only is because it probably some weirdness is going on, but somewhere between 3 and 3.5 days for 0 to 1,000. I rarely get to 0 though, so I haven't been able to time it properly. Oh, it's exactly 1 point every 6 minutes. 240 concentration a day. 10 per hour. Is its recharge speed. I think mana regen being faster by sitting mid-raid was one of the funniest truths that fluctuated through the community during vanilla. Quite funny. I hate the bind-on pickup gear for work orders. Yeah, I think crafters should be able to do a lot more of the work ahead of time and put it on the general, you know, auction house. That's a system that's worked pretty fluidly for 18 years. I didn't really see why they needed to change it. And in fact, I've always thought that work orders should supplement the auction house to allow people to get something slightly more customized than what may generically be available. That always felt like the right reason to add a work order system. But to then make everything bind on pickup, removing it from the auction house in the first place, felt, and I said this from the very first day I saw work orders, that felt to me like an engagement play. Well, instead of it being an optional system that you choose to use if a more generic version isn't available to you, instead of it being a backup option for when your auction house doesn't have the exact thing you're looking for, instead of it being that backup, they were like, well, if we're going to develop this, we're going to force people to use it. And we can force people to use it by making everything bind on pickup. And, of course, it was shortly after the Shadowlands Legendary shenanigans where people were so adverse to, you know, people hated the fact that Shadowlands Legendaries were 50,000 gold apiece. And for some reason, crafters got the blame for that. I don't know how people crafting Legendaries got the blame for that when, you know, Blizzard decided how many materials were needed to make each one. Blizzard pretty much decides just what the availability of said materials are. Like, I don't know how Crafters got the short end of that stick. But it eventually meant that, you know, Blizzard were like, well then, okay, if you don't want to spend 50,000 gold on your base item, we just won't let you buy it then. You'll have to do all of the hard work. It was, yeah, I didn't like it, and I still don't like it if you can't sell. So I do hope, and I certainly will be petitioning for changes along those routes if they are going to go for a more simplistic design. Because I genuinely think the work order system is one of the most overly complex, not even complex, just convoluted systems to get anything done, when there is clearly way more streamlined ways in which it could be done. Should we have a look at the trading post, though?
Here to take a look at
Since it is the first day of the month. What do we got? Cinder-plumed Highland Griffin. Ah. Ginger chicken. Not too bad, not too bad. Hide my armor. Bronzebeard Ceremonial Collection. Okay. And then the Demon Hunter version of it. What's the little T symbol on that? Rainy day attire? Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood. Rainy day hood. Okay. Another pony that I couldn't care less about. With Why are we getting 2006 textures? Why can I count the pixels in this mount? Why in 2025 can I count the pixels? It's not very impressive, is it? The Griffin's better. You see, the Griffin's got high... Stop doing your... Well, I mean, it's still actually not great, is it? It's got some twinklies to it, but why don't they do high-resolution stuff? All of this. Oh, that's cool, though. That's quite the whacker. Blue version of. Portable forge. The great anvil lies at the heart of Ironforge, but the spirit of the mountain is wherever you stand. That is absolutely goated if it actually works as a forge. Does anybody know if this actually works as a forge? If you transmog this, does it actually work as a forge? Otherwise, fucking useless. It would say on the item if it doesn't, it does not. I would assume it's just cosmetic. Well, I would assume it's just cosmetic. But it would be really damn cool if it did work as a forge. Bronzebeard's crossbow. Yeah, I'm not sure why all of this looks as if it's straight out of Wrath of the Lich King. Like, why do all of these cosmetics genuinely look a decade old? They're not usually this weak sauce. I mean, that's... It's reasonably cool, but it's not anything new, is it? And these are just kind of like, sure. Yeah, it's very... I would go as far as to say I agree. I think this is a pretty weak month for the trading post, in all honesty. Nothing particularly that grabs my attention there. This could be then one of those months where we grab up anything that's returning. We've got Plunderstorm Finery set, if you want an orange variation of it. Brewfest Shield. Scout's Headgear. Claudius is back this month. You missed it back last September. And the Crocodile is also back. You missed this last September as well.
Bye for now.
Not sold on this, to be honest, this month.
It's a fine day for trade.
It's good fortune seeing you. Anything you want.
What is my... What's the final... High Shaman Griffin? White with green wings. Okay. We get 1,000 points. We get the High Shaman Griffin. Average month for... Probably not even average. I'd probably say below average month for me on the trading post. It's kind of a weak show. Bit disappointing, unfortunately. No pet this month even. Sad. Yeah. Oh well. It's a good month to save some... it's a good month to save some tendies then. Good month to save them up, so if something cool turns up next month, we're all good. We can hope for October, something better in October. Are we going to get new Brewfest stuff? Is it going to be Brewfest themed next month? It's usually in October, isn't it? Brewfest begins 23rd of September, goes on till the 9th of October. Oh, so technically Brewfest is even this month. Okay, sure. Eastern Kingdom Cup ends. I kind of forgot about the Eastern Kingdom Cup. Had I... World events... Where's... Is it considered expansion features? Skyriding? Complete the Glyph Hunter achievements in Kazalgar. Have I not bothered to do all of these yet even? Lol. Somebody was saying they added new cosmetics to this as well. Yeah, they didn't even add new skywriding stuff for Karash. Only the raincoat is good. Yeah, the Red Riding Hood gear was amusing, if nothing else. It was amusing. We'll give it that. Right, I do need to post some auctions, actually. I know it's not the most interesting way to start on a Monday, but the theory is very simple. If I don't post shit, we don't sell shit, so... If we're not posting stuff, then it doesn't work, does it? So let's get the other realms open. Get a few things listed this morning. Especially if I don't relist my auctions today, we might get bamboozled by a PTR build. Although, saying that, they said that the PTR build is coming out on Tuesday. But that probably actually means Wednesday for me, doesn't it, thinking about it? Because there's no way, no way it'll be Tuesday for my schedule. It'll be Tuesday for Team NA's schedule. Where over in Finland, we live a little bit in the future compared to Team NA. Not quite as in the future as Team Australia, but Team Oceanic. All the artists are busy on housing items. Well, we can hope. We can hope that's the case. If anything turns up in housing that isn't in, like, ultra high definition, then they've failed me. I ordered a bunch of random English foods the other day. I think I mentioned this on stream the other day, that I was looking to buy some Marmite because nobody in Finland sells Marmite, so I have to, like, source it from, you know, alternatively source it. I need to go to the black market for Marmites. But I ordered some stuff, and the flipping package has got stuck in Brussels. And it's stuck in Brussels and it's been held in Brussels for some reason. So I have a horrible feeling I might not get my Marmite supply. And I might not get my other UK-based goodies. I might just have to try again somehow. EU import tariffs. I don't know what the crack is with it. I don't know. DHL isn't giving me the info. But let's hope somebody looks at it manually and ticks a box and it comes my way. Otherwise, it's not going to be a good day in my household soon as the Marmite finishes. I can tell you that much. Probably thought it was a chemical weapon. What is this? What is this brown yeasty paste? What is this? This can't be for human consumption, surely. It's why you can never describe Marmite to people, because the only way you can ever describe it accurately is to make it sound disgusting. Is Amazon out the question? Yep, unfortunately. Amazon.se works sometimes, maybe possibly. Amazon.de also sometimes, maybe possibly, but Amazon.co.uk, no, out the question. That's that ship sailed with flipping Brexit. Or or didn't sail, to be closer to the truth. What's Marmite? Have you heard of Vegemite? Have you heard of Bovril? Same sort of thing, or similar thing. It's yeah. Once again, I can't describe it without making it sound gross. It's yeast extract that is semi-liquefied, solidified, whatever, and then crazy Brits spread it on their toast in the morning. Many other places have Vegemite. Bovril is another one, which is basically the same concept, but it's made of beef extract instead of yeast. Is it sweet or salty? Yeah. It's one of those that it's almost impossible to describe. And I imagine it is a bit of a dying art, because you're either fed it as a kid and then you love to learn to love it, or you're not fed it as a kid. presumably because your parents didn't like it in the first place, and then you think it's the weirdest thing on the face of the earth. Aussie mate? Yeah, most places have their equivalent of it. Take a ride to Russia, not far from you. We have Marmite. If only. Well, yeah, it's drivable distance. They sell it in Sweden as well. They sell Marmite in Sweden, and when my brother-in-law comes over to visit, he usually brings some with him. It's quite expensive though, I think. Cost is not an issue. I'm at that point where it doesn't matter. Have you made Marmite tea though? I've not had it in tea, but I'm not a tea drinker. Before my morning coffee, I'm not human to begin with, but I've never really been a tea drinker. I know that's against the law for a British person to say, but I've never really been a tea drinker. Doesn't do it for me. Is that why you were exiled? Yeah. I didn't choose to leave based upon the fact the country was going to shit, and I found myself a wonderfully attractive Finnish bride. No, I left because I said bad things about tea. Yeah, I said bad things about tea. Booted. Come on, some of these realms have got sold something interesting. What we sold over here, 50k, 41k. Universal language module. These things, it amazes me how well this stuff still sells to this day. This is one of the universal language module is a component for. Is it for building the auction house in your garrison? Occasionally can be found cheap. Almost always sells for profit. Love to see it. Any expectations to Midnight's professions? Expectations, not so much. I have a short list of things I would like to see them do. I would like to see them carry forward thaumaturgy. I think it had a definite net positive on the economy this time round. Thaumaturgy was good. I would like to see them carry that forward. I would like to see them carry forward concentration, but I do think it could be tweaked. It's probably a bit strong to say I want to see concentration go account wide, but I could also see them doing exactly that if they up the quantity of concentration and the recharge rate of it. If they give us more concentration, I think it would be fair to make it account wide. If they don't give us any more and still just make it account wide, I think that's not the right decision. They could equally just get rid of concentration full stop, which would be hella scary, which I would definitely not want to see. Because I actually think that it's a bit of a blessing in disguise, old concentration. Even though some people still wrestle with it, and the general understanding of what it does is still not great across the entire player base. For players like myself that do understand just what it does, you can quite quickly see that it's a very clever system. account-wide concentration. How do you think that would work? Alts give more points and regen. Well, it would not surprise me too much if professions were something that was in line with going warband wide. I don't quite know exactly how they would facilitate that, but professions does seem something that kind of makes sense to be warbound, you know? If you have leveled jewel crafting on one of your characters in your warband, your other alts should have access to those jewel crafting things. You shouldn't necessarily need to feel like leveling a second jewel crafter is something that you should need to do. But that is a theory that also is only true if they allow you to... I don't know, it's difficult because it does kind of counteract specializations, doesn't it, really? Alts give more points and regen. Well, yeah, they could basically just put a cap on it. They could put a cap on it so that there is value to you running around with a few, but the problem is that just lifts the bar and makes it so everybody feels as if they need 3 jewel crafters to be competitive, for example. I don't know. Could be messy. Could be messy thinking about it. They're trying to get rid of the mess, not add to the mess. Terrible turnip. Cheeky pet flip. Oh, literally nothing on that realm. Fix that. Oh, nothing on that realm as well. For the 3rd expansion in a row, I would really like them to make gathering baseline. I would really like to make it so that everybody has access to herbalism, skinning, mining. Maybe not necessarily turn it into a secondary profession, but make gathering one profession. I think that would really facilitate people having gathering and then a specialized, having gathering as a profession and then a profession, a crafting profession. My argument there would be that making it baseline would give everybody the ability to fly past a herb or an ore or whatever, pick it up, craft with it or sell it. I don't have any worry that it would nuke the value of anything, because for one very simple reason, that to this day everybody has the option to make their own food buffs, but food is an absolute massive market every single season, simply because just because people can doesn't mean they do. And professions, I would like to see crafters have the ability to put more on the auction house. I would like to see more bind on equip, sellable stuff. I would love to see seasonal catch-up gear being crafted again. We have a lot of we have a lot of methods of catch-up for gearing from one season to another. But I still don't think there's any harm in giving crafters a set of gear that they can recraft each season at more season-appropriate levels to sell. I don't really see why that's not a thing anymore. That doesn't need to, doesn't need to replace any of the things they do these days with catch-up gear. We already know that with recent changes to how loot drops work with hyperspawns, this has somewhat made BOEs significantly more valuable. Because by proxy of them just being, there's way less BOEs. So it's not really all that common a place now to be able to log on to the auction house and just buy a set of season appropriate BOEs. Not anywhere near at the price we've been able to do it in recent patches. Within a couple of weeks of playing a season, you basically could go and buy a full set of gear for a few thousand gold for an alt. Now you're looking at 3,000 or 4,000 gold per item because there's just way less BOEs in the economy because they don't drop as frequently. Be nice if they added crafting over the patches, have each major patch also. Well, yeah, the fact that they've given absolute... This has been the least... This expansion, we have seen the least updates to professions in almost any expansion I can think of. We've had fundamentally nothing for the professions, the entire expansion. Sure, we've had a new Vantus rune and a new contract, and we've eventually got a new healing potion. That, to me, isn't an entire expansion's worth of updates to the system. I would be disappointed. I would still be disappointed if every profession had only 3 updates to it. Never mind all professions combined only having like 3 updates. But yeah, I definitely agree that they need to do more season by season. Because with how it's been in the War Within, crafting was good in Season 1, and it's been absolutely dead in Season 2 and Season 3. There's been fundamentally no real reason to bother trying to do crafting if you hadn't already done it in Season 1, so you have a boatload of progress made with it already. Trying to set up professions in Season 2 or Season 3 has felt very, very... Let's put it this way. If your goal was to make gold with those professions, there are significantly better things you could be doing. And this is basically because they've done nothing to the... We have this seasonal reset for literally everything else in the game. Yet, crafting was of value in Season 1 and has been of 0 value in Season 2 or Season 3. I mean, I gave Blizzard some feedback not too long ago that there were like 3 or 4 relatively easy things they could do throughout the expansion or even seasonally that they just haven't done this expansion that are easy wins. There's like I said, these are not things that are overly complicated. A simplistic set of gear that's season appropriate item level. I mean, flipping Explorer 1 gear. It doesn't need to be anything good at all. Just even Explorer 1 gear that crafters can make and put on the auction house is something for them to tinker with. Even some basic seasonal catch-up gear each patch. I am somewhat surprised that for the second expansion in a row, they have not added a second tier of profession tools and accessories. There's no reason why they couldn't have added like an epic set of crafting tools and accessories in Season 3 that are relatively cheap to make, but are just packed with skill. Which basically would mean that most players would it, you know, acts as a little bit of a catch-up for players. It massively would reduce the amount of knowledge points needed to quote-unquote optimize a market. And it's more things for the crafters to craft and sell between themselves, if nothing else. But yeah, I don't know. We're not far away from getting a first look at it, though, I think. Not far away at all. Been obsessed with huge loop tables of bind to Battle.net gear instead. Yeah. Because that does... See, the thing with that, though, is it ticks 2 boxes for Blizzard, doesn't it? It gives the collectors something to chase after, because they give it an appearance... They give it a, you know... They give it a relatively unique appearance. So it drives engagement in that piece of content. Most people can then use it for catch-up on their own alts if they wish. But the reality is most people just end up vendoring 90% of it. And because it's all bind on Warband and not tradable in any way, shape, or form, you will always find that you're just missing the slots that you need, and you still then need to go to the auction house to fill the gaps. So this is the thing. It's not like these two systems couldn't go hand in hand. You could have crafters being able to make a basic set of stuff that's cheap to make. Crafters can throw it on the auction house. You can still have your catch-up warband token kind of catch-up gearing system. But, you know, when somebody rolls a new alt and they go to their war bank and they take out all of the leather for their new druid and they're missing the boots and the shoulders, they should be able to go to the auction house and just fill it up, fill the boots and the shoulders with some cheap crafted gear. Like, the two systems very easily, you know, work with each other, complement each other. One isn't replacing the other. You get free gear by playing a game mode and collecting some transmogs. Great, excellent. Nobody's going to complain at that. And then you just fill out the rest of the slots with some cheap, basic crafted gear. It seems such a logical thing to do. Give us higher item level heirlooms. I'm pretty convinced they're not going to update heirlooms ever again. I've been saying this for a few years. I've had the impression that Blizzard is trying to phase out heirlooms completely. Heirlooms was a way... Heirlooms were more valuable back in the day when leveling actually took a reasonable amount of time. And that the amount of alts that people would have was kept to a more modest amount. But the fact that leveling is so quick these days, relative to what it was 10 years ago, and simultaneously, not only is leveling faster, but almost because that leveling is faster, the average number of alts per player is probably much higher now as well. Blizzard would rather implement different systems instead of heirlooms. They would much rather give you a leveling boost event and make everybody level that way. They would, because heirlooms fundamentally meant that you did not care about your gear the entire time. But when it took you 15, 20 hours, 25, 30 hours to level that character, heirlooms were nice to make sure that you didn't get completely left behind with your gearing. But yeah, I'm quite sure they're just phasing heirlooms out of the game completely now. And they've had to do it slowly. They've had to do it over a few expansions, just steadily making them slightly worse and slightly worse and slightly worse. They've had to do it that way because people have spent absolutely disgusting amounts of gold on buying them and upgrading them for the years before. So they hence why they have to phase them out slowly. Because the day they just turned around, if they were to just, if they 4 years ago, if they just turned around and said we're taking heirlooms out of the game, there'd have been fucking riots. Because only recently were they charging people 10,000 gold a slot to upgrade the damn things. So to ensure that they don't cause chaos, they've had to phase them out slowly. But we're led to believe anyway that one of the changes for Midnight, that's actually coming before Midnight, 10.2.7, I believe this is coming. They are looking at revamping the leveling experience. So part of this could be to more proactively give you gear whilst you are leveling, so that you don't really feel the need for heirlooms anyway. You know, keep evolving the game forward in some way. Right, I think we're firing through these realms pretty quickly today, which is nice. We can get these done. We can, yeah, I think we're going to work mostly on engineering today. The plan. Throw a few hours of effort at getting engineering leveled up. I might regret this decision, but we'll see. I have over 100 alts I need to level from 72 to 80. That many alts is never going to be anything other than an absolute massive chore to level up. I mean, I spent a month earlier in the year leveling 80 characters-ish to max level. But of course, I was doing it with 5 accounts. If you were trying to, I mean, to have 100 alts, you absolutely must have it spread over a couple of accounts at least. But I boosted them to level 70 and then 70 to 80. 70 to 80, a lot of 70 to 80 was just by killing rares in the Undermine. I think most of these characters got 72, 73, 74 just by doing rares in the Undermine. Then we utilised the leveling event to blast them to 80. Time walking before it was changed. Doing it now, I would wonder how you would actually do it. It also, a lot of people, I think, were waiting on Remix to make a bunch of alts. Maybe not to level their existing ones, because you can't take existing characters into Remix, but I think a lot of people were waiting for Remix as a way to level a whole bunch of alts. Now, from what I've seen of Remix so far, it's not going to be the alt leveling Blastosaurus event that Mop was. And I think that's going to catch a few people out that wanted to level a bunch more characters, but now are not going to have the way to do it that they thought they might. She is fast asleep. She is fast asleep. Yeah, we'll get to have another look at Remix this week. And I do hope that I genuinely do hope they've taken the feedback seriously. And I hope they're not just going to band-aid it to try and appease people and then just ship it. I would rather them delay Remix and do it properly. Even though it's going to... I mean, we already know that Remix is going to end up clashing with housing. More than anything, though, I really, 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 really hope that the one bit of feedback they take on board more than anything else was that the time gating absolutely sucked. And now, I know I'm a big pushbacker on time gating in the game, full stop, but it was really comforting to see many other people were like, fuck this phasing. This is a 90-day minigame. Get that phasing bullshit out of it. If they want meaningful progression, then just make some zones harder than others. Not fucking rocket science. Make it so that you feel obliged to spend more time in certain dungeons and in certain raids and in certain zones until you have gained some power and feel comfortable moving on to the next zones. That's how you can do meaningful progression. They don't need to time gate it all. The claim by the dev that the only way to do it is with phasing was not true. I had a 24 streak and now I have a 3 streak. Twitch is sabotaging me. Chris's streak also seems to have I don't know. I don't know how Twitch tracks these streaks, but it seems to be a bit buggy at the best of times. The thing that counts is I still very much appreciate you being here on the regular. That's very much appreciated. Tuxedo shirt. Nothing too much to scream about there. Rebel spike breaches. That's undermine gear. Frustratingly, we might have only had a couple of 100k worth of sales today so far. I also don't know how the streak thing works if I get like disconnected midway through a stream. Because to all intensive purposes, that is like a new stream. If I get a disconnect and it reconnects, I don't know. Like I say, I don't know how it works. Every time somebody redeems the puppy cam, she's in a different pose. Put this sweatshirt on earlier because it was quite. There was a touch of chill in the air when I took the dogs for a walk this morning. Now I'm sat indoors drinking coffee. It's warmer than it needs to be. Let's go open a window. I run the risk of waking this monster up if I move too much. None of these realms had anything overly interesting sold on them. Actually, some of these accounts still have huge amounts of trash knocking around in their bags. We'll go on a bit of a spending spree again at some point this week. Hunt for some deals, see if we can find any goodies. I kind of want to make sure that before we get into midnight, all of these characters are well stocked with stuff. Simply because there'll be a big new influx of players, firstly, but also the amount of time that I will spend scouting for deals and hunting for stock will drop pretty aggressively, I think, especially when midnight launches. Far too busy doing everything within the current expansion. I'll need these characters to just be able to log on once every couple of days, quickly relist what we have, and for it to keep ticking over by that point. We need a nice steady couple of 100,000 gold a day sales by that point. Oh, hello. 120,000 gold. We sold here. Searing Scorchling. 117,000 gold. Hello. The hell's a Searing Scorchling? The hell's a Searing Scorchling? And when did I buy that thing? Searing Scorchling? 140k market value? Regional sale average of 94,000 gold? When the hell did I buy that? Is that one I've just had for a long time? Is that the Midsummer pet? Flipping hell. Oh, Molten Front vendor pet. Sold too cheap? No. Sold it above the sale average. Above the sale average. Region market value doesn't make a huge difference. Molten front vendor pet. Interesting. I don't think I've bought that to flip, at least not recently. At least I don't remember buying it recently. Must have been something that's been lurking in the shadow, lurking for a while. No, I don't have any info of when I bought that. Must have been a while ago. Take it though. Those are the things we need. Big pet sale like that. Do with more of those. More importantly than anything else, can we Searing Scorchling. It was 130. Hang on. Back. Ignore varieties. 113 of them across the EU. I mean, you can't argue about price there. Steadily rising in price, if anything else, over the last year. Whilst the quantity's not really done too much. I think me selling it, wasn't it? Well, yeah, probably because I had it listed. I probably sold it at basically the cheapest price in the EU. And somebody's probably come along, bought it to go list it somewhere else. I'll take it. Requires 30 of these things. I don't know what 30 of those things are. You've unlocked all the Molten Front dailies. You have about a month of dailies to unlock them all. Once you've unlocked the Zen Vorka's cache, you'll only be able to buy approximately one per day. You get 31 marks a day. The cache costs 30. The chance to actually acquire one is miserably low. It may take months for a single one to drop. Wait, what? No wonder those things are expensive. What else are in these caches? Okay. The pet is a 5% drop chance from a daily cache in the Molten Front. No surprise. No surprises there that they're expensive. Then farming for those things is borderline impossible. Alma, stop chewing the wall. Thick. I can safely say, though, there's absolutely no chance that I farmed that pet myself. So I have at least at some point bought it. The question is what could I possibly have paid for it in the past? I know pretty safely that my knowledge on that pet was so slim that there was no way I'd have paid anywhere near that sort of price for it. So that's clearly a flip. That's one of those, it might take 6 months, 12 months, 2 years to sell kind of flips, but... Fun fact, some of my very first YouTube videos were mini videos on how to do some of the Molten Front stuff. Way, way, way back when. And actually, this hunter that I still main to this same very day was the character that I was doing the Molten Front dailies on. It's a Spotify playlist, but it's one of my daily mixes, which means I don't think I can easily share it. You know, one of the standard Spotify made-for-you mixes. Just they make them based upon your past listening history, I guess. So this one I can't really share, unfortunately, I don't think. You still have ammo? No. No, I probably would have purged all of that sort of stuff many years ago. The character is definitely old enough to have had that sort of stuff, but... Okay, well that one sale, if nothing else, has definitely brought the daily total up significantly. Yeah, prime example of economies at scale. You are posting enough, you'll still occasionally sell a handful of things that will add up to a nice number. What do we think it takes to do the Molten Front dailies enough to get one of those tokens every day? And is it something that's feasible to do across like 5 characters, just leave them parked there? Because if it's a 5% drop chance, 5% drop chance from that box means you, on average, get 1 every 20 boxes. So, you know, if Monday through till Friday I did Molten Front dailies on 5 characters, that technically would mean 5 pets a month. Which is 500,000 gold in value. Question is that does start to feel like a lot of work. I can see why they're expensive. It'd probably be different if the Molten Front was warband wide, but it's probably not, is it? Meaning you'd probably have a month of setting the damn things up. Depends if you value sanity or not. Yeah. If it ends up being half an hour's effort every day, for 500,000 gold at the end of the month, it probably isn't actually worth doing. I do wonder if I need to keep some of these prices in check a little bit more. That said, I do have my auctioning operation is set to just play the default auction house game until the items have expired a certain amount of times, and then it starts reducing the value of them automatically. Can't quite remember how many expires I set it to. It might have been something like 100. Which does kind of give the opportunity for prices to get a little bit crazy before it starts bringing them back. Because just kind of looking at some of the listing prices, due to a lot of the things I list, I am the only one that is selling that thing on that server. Means it's going in at normal price, which is definitely not problematic. But it also does mean that a lot of the stuff is being listed at almost flipping more Shadowlands legendaries, man. Christ alive. Some stuff is being posted at kind of silly numbers. Another 50k on this realm. Charged Runax recipe. I definitely bought some of these recently. Charged Runax recipe. I think I bought that not too long ago at all. Well, there we go. Okay, maybe not that recently, 2 months ago, but from 9k to 50k. Go on then. 9k to 50k on a current expansion recipe. I bought 2 of them apparently at 9k. Don't know where the other one's gone, but doesn't matter now. Doesn't matter now. Can't escape the Legos. I know they are destined to never go away. Wonder what the odds are of me needing the charged Runax recipe on my actual main blacksmith are. It means I might have a recipe somewhere that now I've made a profit on the flip, I can comfortably learn the other one myself, maybe. Poppy is awake. Hope she doesn't do too many zooms. Right, this has already taken me way too long this morning. This has already taken me about an hour to do, which it shouldn't take me this long. Few pit stops to double check what's sold and why, but we should probably try and blast through these last few a little bit faster. I want to get to finish leveling these professions. Although I kind of hope at least it's not the most tedious thing doing this on stream. It gives me a few opportunities to talk about some of the stuff I have bought and are flipping and maybe why. So hopefully at least it's a few snippets, a few nuggets of value in this. I've always said that buying stuff on stream is sometimes a little bit difficult because I can often look at something and it's sniped out from underneath my nose. But at least when it comes to seeing what has sold, it's, you know, showcasing the actual results rather than potentials. Okay. Next team. Oh, the coffee's definitely kicking in though. Feeling more alive now. Even though I maybe don't sound it. I have a real worry. Mrs. Manthias is starting to get ill. She had a bit of a sore throat yesterday. And I'm hoping it's just because we had a bit of a busy weekend and she had a long work week last week. I really, really hope. In fact, there's one absolutely cast iron guaranteed way to make the Midnight Alpha turn up faster, and that is for me to get ill. If I catch the lurgy, you can bet your ass the very same day the Alpha will kick in, and I'll want to be trying to record videos or something, or do footage for it, or stream it, given the opportunity to. If I get it in, of course. Maybe, just maybe I should just cough a couple of times on stream and Blizzard will hear. Thanks for taking one for the team. It might end up being that way, yeah. Might very well end up being that. I'm hoping it doesn't. Tough Scorpid breastplate, 700,000 gold. Yeah, see, some of these listings are starting to get a little ridiculous because I'm clearly the one posting it at normal price. Because I'm actually consistent about keeping these items listed, it's probably having some effect on the region market average. I guess there's not really any easy way to counteract that particularly. Little Alma, what are you woofing for? Who are you woofing at, more importantly? I'm not sure if you guys hear her growling on the microphone. Hiding the other side of my chair right now. I can't really get out of the way any further. I think it's 4 teams left to double check now, so this should only be maximum 10 minutes. No call sales here, no call sales there, no call sales there, no call sales there. Where's she off to now? Need to put GPS tracking on the puppy. Attaching a GoPro or something would be quite funny. The difficulty is I don't own a GoPro, and I'm not sure I'm about to buy one just for that purpose. Because I can also imagine she probably wouldn't like it. You gotta remember, she's only 3 kilos. She's tiddly in the first place. Though it would be funny to see where she ends up going. Luckily, in the studio, she can't go very far. It'd be more interesting if she was, you know, let free in the garden or something. That's a dangerous spot, little bear. That's a dangerous spot, right on my chair wheel. Dangerous spot. Haven't run over her accidentally yet, so maybe she hasn't learned it's a dangerous spot. $30K. A Thimberig thing. This was a Dragon Isles supply pet, wasn't it? Pretty sure. These got really quite cheap towards the end of Dragon Isles, I think. Dragon Isles, Dragonflight. Can't quite remember how many I can't remember how many Dragon Isles supplies these were, but I think I'm pretty happy with 30k. We double check I didn't pay more for it. Do kind of broadly remember buying that not so long ago. If we did, it wasn't on this realm. Alright then, yeah. 3 days ago. 3 days ago, I bought 2 of them at 2,000 gold apiece. Flip 1, 2 days later, 3 days later for 30k. Yoink. That's what we like. That's why we do it. From 2k to 30k. No, what? So 25. Let's just call it 25k profit, which is the equivalent of cleaning the entire map of world quests on like 2 alts. Unless you get lucky with your weekly pinnacle chest and pull 16k out of it or something. Or if we're going to convert it into get like game time, it's like 2 days of game time, isn't it? What's the token now? Is the token... Are we still under 400k on the token? Oof. Just under 400k still. There's a bit of a psychological barrier, it feels, at 400k in the EU. Whenever it goes above, clearly there's a handful of people that think that it's a good price to take their credit card out. And then it gets pushed back down again. 370 before the weekend. I mean, the reality is there's no reason for it to go anywhere but up, unfortunately. Literally no reason for it to go anywhere but up until Midnight's launch now. That is, unless player housing turns up and there ends up being so much flipping crafted decor. Let's keep our fingers crossed. If there ends up being huge amounts of crafted decor, there'll be people that will buy a token or 2 just to spend on decor to build their player housing. They'll pay their $50 for their midnight pre-order, and they'll spend another $40-$60 on a couple of tokens, million gold to just spend on decor items. Definitely happen. Last time we had a good price was the start of the War Within, around 270k. Yeah, it didn't even drop as dramatically as I expected it to at the beginning of the War Within either. This is why I kind of always said from the beginning, I want player housing to like bleed people dry. Or at least I want players that have more gold than sense to have lots of reasons to spend lots of their gold on decor, on housing. it could easily end up being one of Blizzard's best gold sinks. Because you got to remember that even every transaction on the auction house, even when gold is just transferring between player to player, that Blizzard takes a 5% cut of every transaction, which really does add up quickly. Why Shadowlands Legendaries was so good for taking gold out the game. For the most part, gold was just transferring from one character to another, but those 5% auction house cuts every time were just literally billions of gold. Housing needs rent and a HOA so people swipe for more bonds. Tokens, not bonds. Wrong game. Well, they've already kind of said, they've fired shots at games like Final Fantasy, haven't they, for having your housing basically disappear if your subscription lapses. So they've already fired shots. So I doubt they'd go and do anything like that themselves. But at the end of the day, it equally wouldn't surprise me. Specifically ruled out any kind of upkeep costs already. Yeah, I don't think the WoW player base would gel too nicely to something like that. If anything, Blizzard have got the fantastic advantage. That they're kind of doing housing last. Lots of other people have already done housing already and have become masters at it. That, in theory, also means that Blizzard should be able to learn from everybody else's mistakes. And charging people rent or a tax or something for their housing is probably a really good thing to not do. That's probably a really good rule for, players don't like this. Who would have guessed that players in a video game may not like tax? Crazy, right? I think it's kind of surprising that the 5% auction house fee has been the same forever. Now, I know the neutral auction house used to have a higher fee. Was it 15%? But of course, they also saw the light and realised that having Horde and Alliance faction-specific auction houses also wasn't really that useful. Especially since most people in the game entirely didn't know it even existed. They completely didn't know that it even existed for a long time. Or they actually removed it. Second mortgage doesn't sound like fun. Yeah, exactly. Partly one of the reasons why I don't like work orders is it feels far too much like having a regular customer service job IRL. Now, it's probably not as going to be as bad in Midnight, because we will in theory be third time round in Midnight with that system, assuming that it stays in Midnight, of course. But there is still a big part of me that's been like, work orders is far too much busy work, but not enough of a payout. Oh, I'm not listing anything on these realms, apparently. I guess that kind of makes sense. These are my alchemists. Alright, cool. Well, we can log these fellas off. I haven't got any mats to be running through the thaumaturgy mill right now anyway. I also didn't transfer over any mechanicas. I should have done. I've got 17 mechanicas that are just kind of lurking, not doing anything. I should either turn them into some pets to replace ones I'm missing, or I should save them and quickly blast my way to 25 to get a mount. But at the moment, I'm not doing either, which is kind of bad mojo. Why did I come back to the capital? I don't really need to be on this dude particularly now. I can log over, because his professions are done. Well, all minus fishing and some archaeology. Did I finish cooking? Yeah, we're master chef throughout the ages. Master chef throughout the ages. Okay, I think we can jump straight to engineering now. Well, but technically both alchemy and engineering. I need to decide whether I want to level up alchemy again. What if they rebrand it to The Sims? Customer Service Delight, Sims Mortgage Repayment Champion. I don't think they'll make the mistake of being quite so silly, but you never know. Kind of hoping you'd be able to buy plots, rent them out with some tools and enforce payment, like breaking kneecaps, forcing RP walking until paid. That would be, it'd be funny. It'd be funny, but it'd only be something that like guild masters would abuse. Might be wise to gear up your main profession, guys, for Midnight. Well, I'll have plenty of time to do that once we've seen the Midnight Alpha. After the War Within, there is much less of a chance, much less of a chance that I will try and level up all professions quite as aggressively as I did in the War Within. Yeah, sure, we made a bunch of gold doing it at the beginning of the War Within, but it didn't turn out to be as lucrative as I expected it to be. And also, with the fact that there was no updates to professions throughout the remaining expansion, has meant that it was literally only really of value for that first patch. So this is kind of leaving me to wonder whether I do take the same approach in Midnight, or whether I just, I don't know, we'll see. I'm certainly not at the point where I've decided that I'll just basically do the same thing again. Because while it worked, even if for no other reason, that doing something slightly different might be more interesting this time around anyway. We got to do alchemy, haven't we? We'll do alchemy. I'm really hoping leveling alchemy is not stupid expensive. See if Zygor can lend a hand with this. Professions. Alchemy. Leveling guides. Classic. Go. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go either way. Spark gear 691 base item level. Yeah, I don't think it'd be too hard to get a bunch of alts to like 700 item level. But I also know that I would expect, my guess is that the first zone, I would suspect the first zone will be comfortable with item level 650 plus gear. I don't, like, the advantage that you have being geared from one expansion to the next isn't really that great. By the time you get 3 or 4 levels in, you're starting to replace your gear anyway. Unless you are like fully geared to the teeth from the expansion before. Then you might maybe ding max level before replacing all your gear, but you'll still replace some of it, sort of thing. So it's one of those, you either gear and you gear them properly, or you just don't bother. And I'm probably more likely to be in the camp of just don't bother. Oh, this dude just straight up sells you a Philosopher's Stone. Interesting. Victory. We need 60 peace bloom. K-Chak's using all the weathered crests to craft the 675 gear on his ult. That's another way to do it, I suppose. Yeah. That'd make things relatively easy. Because killing the rares will mean I end up with a bunch of those things. $60 silver leaf. Minor healing potions. Oh, no. Give me classic. There we go. I really don't think there'd be a huge amount that would come from alchemy for decor reasons, but the fact that I do think they'll crowbar something into all of the professions. They might not crowbar something into all of the professions from all of the expansions, but they're not going to just leave something out completely, I don't think. Oh, Christ, I've just realised, you know what I haven't done this week? I haven't done LFR this week. That needs to be done today or tomorrow. Keep up with that raid rep. Maybe I can squeeze an LFR run in between doing some of this busy work. Down 4's the max rep this week. I don't know what I'm on. Let's get this to 60 and then I'll have a quick look. Some potion shelves. Yeah, there'll be some in for sure. Some mixology station or something, you know. They'll definitely do some in. Oh, there's no point trying to weave in an LFR because I'm on the wrong hunter. This isn't the hunter I really need to do it on. But either way, I am still only renowned 2 with them anyway. I'm sort of slacking a bit already.
What are you looking for?
Better to do it on Undergear's characters, to be honest. It's kind of a waste on the main. You're actually not wrong. It probably is more sensible, isn't it, really, when you think about it, to do it on a lower level character that might actually get some gear from it.
May your blades never dull.
$45 lesser healing potions. We're meant to get to 105. Where are my trading post pets? Yeah, we looked at the trading post earlier. Kind of anticlimactic this month. Didn't see much on the trading post that was overly interesting this month. Flipping out words. I accidentally purchased all the green dragon scales from the auction house. Oops. Let's hope there weren't any super duper mega OP prices. Oops. Well, you don't keep too much gold on each character. And we've all done that at some point. Ban him for market manipulation. Get him gone. Resetting markets and then claiming it was an accident. We see what you're doing over there. Right, I don't know like we're going to get to 105 here, does it? Unless we pull something out the bag here. Oh, go on. We actually did. Love that shit. Eternal auction house error. No, I still think I bought them. Did.
Zug zug. Dabu. Be safe.
Oh, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Guaranteed. Burn healing potion. $30 of these. He's going to stay guaranteed all the way. Looks like they should do. Augment runes are still holding well. Do we think this is because people can't be bothered to play Koresh enough to hit Renown 18? I mean, I'm sure a whole bunch of you Renown 18 already, right? Surely. I'm slacking, but that's because I fall into the camp of I really can't be bothered to farm out Koresh. And more importantly, I have no intention of spending 100k on it anyway. $14, $15, $20. Yeah, it all kind of depends on how hard you've gone on world quests, really. Warband Miser, best add-on ever. Auto deposits your gold every time you go to the bank. Yep. I love it. It keeps track of, or it helps me keep a relatively stable amount of gold on all my alts. Really cool.
Strength.
Oh. I think we're about a couple of thousand gold deep on this so far. I was kind of worried that classic alchemy would end up costing a bunch, but at least so far it's not been too painful.
Speak, friend.
I need life root and king's blood now. This is probably famous last words, isn't it? Something's going to come and bite me in the ass in a minute, but... Life root... 20... Yeah, and some people were able to push to renown 20 within like the first couple of weeks. We went really hard on world quests, on alts. You could definitely get it done, but I've been pretty big slack, to be honest. I think a lot of people are looking at it and thinking, am I really going to buy 100k of runes? It's interesting though, because some people actually buy the permanent one and then use it consistently until the next permanent one comes out. I'm pretty sure there's people that are still using the perma rune from Dragonflight, you know. That kind of shenanigans wouldn't surprise me. So that they have the rune buff. Still using it, got it macroed with Arcane Intellect. There we go.
Go forth to victory.
So there are some people that probably buy the perma at the end of the expansion and then basically just don't stop using it until the next one comes out and then ignore regular runes. Even though they're obviously less stats, but, you know, just to get the money's worth, as they say. Whoa, why were they so expensive? Holy. Go farm some Goldthorn, people. Jesus. 30 gold a piece, those were, I think.
McGraw.
The Dragonflight one still use it constantly with raid progression, etc. It's excellent return on investment, in my opinion. Less stats is still more than nothing. Well, yeah. Yeah, I think there's probably a lot of people that do something similar and just kind of almost ignore the consumable versions throughout an expansion. It's one of those, isn't it? If you live in the world of min-max, then you might feel obliged to use the consumable ones, but
May your blades never dull.
when it doesn't make sense literally pissing gold at the wall if you are on progress, for example, last year's permanent one is, or last expansion's permanent one is still probably a very smart move.
Speak, friend. Go forth to victory.
Elixir of greater defense, you. Even have it on 2 characters since I switched my main during the end of Dragonflight. That's dedication. What? Edgar's Whisker. Whoa! These are expensive as well. Not uncontrollably so, but more than I would like them to be.
What do you need?
It's 240. You try out the new PoE 2 patch and League. They made some nice quality of life improvements. I've never really got into Path of Exile in either way. And at the moment, and also in the foreseeable future, I'm just not going to have time. New talent tree, scary. I mean, it's not that, you know, any of it scares me to the point where I'd feel like I wouldn't be able to do it. It's just, I know, and I think this is almost good game design, that it's clearest day that if you're going to get into Path of Exile, it is going to take hundreds of hours of your life. And I would much rather know that ahead of time and be given the option to decide that I do not want to spend hundreds of hours of my life playing the game, that it becomes a more sensible option for me to just not play the game. As crazy as that sounds, I would rather know that up front.
Strength. McGraw.
Okay, this will take me to 270 home stretch now. Anytime a new PoE league hits, it's a gamble if it makes me get benched from raid progression. But see, this is it. Like, I know some people live for it. I just have never... I've never got the bug from Path of Exile. I used to quite frequently dip in and do a Diablo 3 season. I'd probably do alternative seasons in Diablo 3. I did that for many years. Diablo 4, unfortunately, I never got the bug from. So I've never really been back to Diablo 4. Same with Path of Exile. It's never really grabbed me quite the same way. Oh, don't get me wrong, they're good games. They're just, you know, I know what it takes to get the best out of them, and I don't have the time to give them the best. Oh, well, that's a lie. I have the time, but not the desire.
Thrall Hall. For the Horde.
15 of these. My gold total is plummeting at the moment. Investing for the future. Oh God! If Wu says his gold is plummeting, that's scary. That means he's spending big boy money. Kind of hard to manage multiple games that all want you to invest a full-time job worth of hours into. There's something to be said about games that you can just play and complete in 20 hours. There needs to be more of them, put it that way. I love a good indie game that turns up and is just like, yeah, this is 20 hours of really good fun. And then you get to a point where you're like, yeah, I've completed this now, and I had a blast doing it, and I'm happy to put it down. There's a few games like that in my Steam collection that I have only played once, and I will only play once, but they were still very, very good games. And I wish there would be more of them, but of course the reason there isn't is because they're never as profitable as these AAA games that make you spend an entire lifetime playing them. $14? This is a very random number to be purchasing, but I'm going to trust you, Zygor. Don't let me down.
Loktar.
With no resourcefulness, nothing along those multi-crafts, no shenanigans, I'm going to assume these numbers are... Make 10 of these. Or is that for as long as it takes... Oh, does this maybe go yellow at 290? That's why we bought some bonus mats. No. Just making 10 of them.
Speak, friend. Strength.
I mean, it would have been cheaper to do these, but sure. Gets the job done, guaranteed. Oh, but it doesn't, does it? Because I'm goblin, so I get 305 skill points. Actually, yeah, that kind of means I could have done this in a slightly different way. But it's all good. It's all good. Arguably, I should buy 5 more to cap this out, shouldn't I? We buy 10 more ice cap, 10 more sorrow moss. Just get the job done. Oh, my stupid OCD. Stupid OCD. Can't leave it 5 short just because I'm a goblin. Don't go green on me after like 1 point or something. There we go. There we go. Couldn't possibly leave it on just 300. That would have been wrong. Live service games are deadly if you really want to get into them with them having no proper quote-unquote end. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is why WoW has progressed into this sort of seasonality aspect of it. It's a license to print money, literally, for as long as they want to. Okay, classic done. How is Outland going to look like for alchemy? Professions. Alchemy. Leveling guides. Outland. Go. Off to Shatrath. Are we teleport straight there? No, because I'm not a mage. Okay, that's the answer to that. So used to doing this on my mage last week that I seem to assume I have portals on all my characters. Not the case. No, that's Jade Forest. One Shatrath. Zuna. Orobos. Valdraken. Silver. Is it downstairs? There we go, finally. Literally the last one it could have been. Use the trainer here? Poison supplies. Are you down here? Alchemy supplies. Alchemy trainer. There we go. Okay. Crystal vials. We need some more of. 8 more of these apparently. Some golden sandsums. Can I mount up here on my longboy? Beautiful. I need 24. I've got 8. So what's that, like 16? Bellweed. Whoa, shit. Damn. $44. Very exact numbers again. Right, volatile healing potions. Reach Outland Alchemy 15. I hope you know why it is always the last one. Well, yeah, because at that point you stop looking. Like when you've lost your keys, they're always in the last place you look. Because once you've found them, you stop looking. Big maths, that one. Big brain maths. Uh, 10 elixirs of healing power. Good boy, proud of you. Thanks, appreciate it. Craftsing made me craft rank 3 cave dwellers as my concentration alchemy craft. I genuinely think I've crafted that a couple of times. Right, you're going to have to ignore my feet here a little bit. And also the fact that I'm on the chair. Ugh. She's the wrong side of my desk for puppy cams. Puppy cam is unfortunately plugged in via a cable, so it can't really move. So weird that they haven't fixed this sold auctions timer thing. Probably one of those not very high priority things. And I'm also sort of 50-50 on whether they're tinkering with some tech behind the scenes for the auction house in preparation for the new expansion. Since the auction house literally dying at the beginning of the expansion, nearly every expansion is not ideal. Especially when, you know, people feel as if they're paying a premium for early access. And if something as fundamental as the auction house is just not working, that can also be quite the frustration to many. I really do hope they do get it fixed though, whatever they're doing. If it means that they have shorter durations, then cool, I'm on board with that. Don't mind. When you sell something, you know, get your gold faster, then there's literally no downside to that. I've kind of thought for ages that it's kind of arbitrary that they make you wait an hour for your gold anyway. Doesn't really seem to add any particular value. It's just a bit of an annoyance. But they should at least get the reporting sorted. Because it seems to be at the moment that stuff sold on local auction houses gets delivered to your mailbox like basically instantly within a couple of minutes. But stuff sold on the region-wide auction house still sort of disappears into the nether and then will still turn up an hour later. Which can definitely be confusing for people. Puppy cam with a puppy is just gambling with the beans. Yeah, sometimes she'll be there, sometimes she won't. Talk to Dagaramba and buy a potion. Recipe is sold out. It'll respawn in 20 to 30 minutes. And I just buy it off the auction house. For 5,000 gold. Am I that lazy? Right. If I get there and it's not on the vendor, and I have to buy it off the auction house anyway, I'm going to be big sad. We go in middle of Blades Edge Mountain. You're doing that too fast. I'm queuing for LFR game. Come on, give me a break. Doing that too fast. Also, why the Christ am I doing the undermine? Suddenly realised.
What's beyond your mind?
What was it I needed? Super mana potion. 5 gold. Well, that saved me 4,995 gold, didn't it? What about these while I'm here? What about these while I'm here? Well, we'll have one of them. And we'll have one of them. Since we're here.
Stay away from them.
Oh, I need Outland 50 for these. We are not skilled enough yet. Oh shit, that was very much faster than I expected. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I wonder if that cancelled my crafting. Whether I'm just accidentally crafting everything in the background. Alright, we'll get back to that in a minute.
Analogous energy signal detected. Arcane barrier holding.
We have tripped the Manaforge's security measures.
This is Wombo Combo. We'll level alchemy whilst we also do LFR. How we do it?
Analyzing. Contaminants detected. Neutralization subroutines activated. Alert.
Major Dreaming Potion. Where did it go? Okay, maybe maybe we should kill boss. Kill boss real quick.
Eradication protocol initiated. Localized contaminant eradication in progress. Eradication protocol initiated.
Surprisingly few people in this LFR using the one button rotation.
Immediate purge required.
Surprisingly few. How do you know? Okay, yeah, there's a weak aura. You'll notice on my unit frames under my name there is sus 85 plus 85. There's a little weak aura that basically tracks, knows what the rotations are for the one button, and can sort of guesstimate whether somebody's using it or not. So I and only one other person apparently is using the one button macro in here right now. I don't publicly share the weak aura. If you wish to Google it and find it yourself, that's entirely up to you. But the reason I don't share it is because I know people will use it toxically. I just use it because it's quite interesting to see, but stand between his legs, there's no beams and stuff there. Oh, fuck off.
Contamination levels rising. Annihilation protocol engaged.
Okay, well, he's dead anyway. He's fine. Down he goes. Might actually get an upgrade off this dude, to be fair, on this dude. What are we, 661 item level? Real strong chance we might get an upgrade if we actually get some loot to drop. Oh, I've been targeted again. Oh, okay, cool. Leather, transmog, whatever this is. Finger. Yep, absolutely. Press need. What's this? Mog. Half a spark. What did I roll on this? An 85? Oh, never lucky. Disengaging here is pretty ballsy. I stopped doing it after I fell off the edge. Oh, I didn't even know you could fall off the edge. Fish prices are up 45%. What the hell's going on with fish? Somebody was saying the other day that blasphemites are up like 800. Like, blasphemites are like over 1,000 gold or something again right now. I don't know what the Christ is going on with there. Of course, blasphemites go up by 300% the 2 days after I sell my entire stockpile of them. So for the Eco Dome, can you still only get 1 pet per week? Yeah, it's 1 pet per week. It's warband wide.
Now that we're inside, we should deal with the Shadow Guard before pushing onward to the control chamber.
Which is surprising to me just how cheap the pets are getting quite so quickly, with that limitation being in place.
The shadow.
It also shows to me that there are not that many people who are overly zealous to get all 12 of them. I didn't get a pet this week. Did you get the mount, or did you just not do the Eco Dome full stop? You got the mount, nice one. Yeah, it's one of those you should really do it every week regardless. It could end up being one of those weird ones where so many people end up trying to do the mount that they'll get the pets accidentally. And there won't really be any value in any of it, particularly ever, because of that. But there will definitely come a point where I will, you know, grab 20, 30, 40 of those pets each, probably, and just spread them about a bit. Maybe even just throw them in a guild bank for 6 months and just see what happens. It probably won't be that big of an, you know, if they end up being like 3,000 gold, 2,000 gold a piece, it's, you know, it's not really an investment. It's going to be a troublesome amount of gold to lose if it never comes back. It's an interesting case study in a way for me, those Eco Dome pets, because I wonder then just how much of an impact content creators making a big deal out of it might have changed the outcome. Because I didn't see anybody in any video or online or anything really talking about these. And I wonder if the absolute stunned silence around the Eco Dome pets might actually be why nobody cares about them, because it could also be that nobody really even knows about them at the same time. It makes me wonder that, well, what would have happened if a few of us did make a bit more of a big deal out of the fact that they were going to be a thing? But then would it have just created a circle jerk sort of situation where everybody was trying to farm them up and sell them to each other, and I don't know, it would just have been weird. Some of the Eco Dome pets are under 10k on my round. Yeah, exactly. Like the value in them right now seems absolutely shockingly low, considering players can only get 1 per week. I mean, you get 3,000 gold out of a single pinnacle cache. You can get up to 16,000 gold from a pinnacle cache if you're lucky. Like, a pet that you can only get once a week across your entire warband to be 5,000 gold apiece. Like, that scenario normally would be like, whoa, they're crazy undervalued. But like, I don't quite know why they're getting that cheap. Right, Moth Dude. Don't know what Moth Dude drops. Prospecting cheat sheet says I should probably look at setting up a prospecting toon. Glass is probably a little bit ridiculous still right now. Glass is the big reason, isn't it? Because all the alchemists needing their vials. I do wonder, actually. I didn't do much of this, but I did wonder if taking my thaumaturgy, taking any ore I got from thaumaturgy and then running it through prospecting and then making vials and stuff would have been... Well, there's no doubt in my mind it would have made me more gold, but of course it would have come with more effort. Weaving lair, are we gonna break one of the things? What are we breaking? We're breaking this one for some reason. Not sure. Oh, I don't know what this tether does. I meant to get out of the way with this. Well, I dropped it round the edge. I'm assuming that's what you meant to do. Oh yeah, shit, this is the get the fuck out of it job, isn't it? Oh, well, I turtled it. It's his conal that you have to stack on, isn't it? The worrying thing for me is on LFR, I bet people don't. And then that means everybody that does gets their dick blasted off. Does he even do a conal thing here? Must do. It's this, right? Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Oh, what? Shit. I got a bunch of us. Oh, I'm being battle rezzed. It's an interesting twist of fate. Yeah, healers seems to be having a bit of a tough challenge on this one. Oh, I died again. What was... Okay. Whatever. Using battle res and LFR, apparently. We got 5 healers and 3 DPS alive. Go on, boys. Do it, 2%. Healer DPS for the win. Healer DPS for the win. Right,
Without that beast, the Shadow God's numbers will dwindle.
I
Return to the
wonder
center of the
if we
We
spawn
need to
back
determine our
close.
next course of action.
We spawn back close? Bet we don't, do we? Right, what's this? 671. Big dick upgrade. Winning. Piercing bow. 671. Upgrade. Yo, I'm fucking cooking here. Dusk thread linings. Set piece. Go on, 3 for 3. Never lucky. Well, I'll take 2 pieces. This thing. This thing. Where are we going? Oh shit, we were going back this way anyway. What did I get on the set piece? 33. Oh, I lost to a 49 on a set piece. Flipping now. Right, if we're just killing trash, I can grab a drink. Anybody know a good fishing spot? The prices are up, not paying that much. Might as well just fish them myself. The irony is I need to do some fishing in the War Within. But I haven't. I only ever hear people talking about slum sharks. I never hear anybody muttering anything about any of the others, so maybe figure out a slum shark farming spot, make some gold from that, and buy whatever else you need. Would be my guess. Ecodome is a nice spot for fishing. If you can combo it with the weekly event, maybe, yeah.
I will keep any security measures from impeding you.
Have I not got flipping Trailblazer? Apparently not. The guildmates are poor as house rats, and I'm expected to provide the feasts for the raids. That sounds like a guild I wouldn't want to be in. My question would be is what are they bringing to the party? If it's pre-arranged and organised, I get it, but people are expecting other people to bring consumables for progress, then I'd be at that guild like a flash. Flipping hell, I'm 664 item level and I'm actually on the DPS meters. This LFR is not going as planned. Oh dear lord. Expecting might be a hard word. I've been playing them with 6 years now. They know I have gold to burn. Yeah, this is why I've often come across people who enjoy making gold, who they basically go to great lengths to make sure that their guild never finds out that they have a lot of gold. Because otherwise, yeah, people are like, oh, well, you've got lots of gold, and I don't have any gold. Well, you can buy this shit for me then, and you should do it because we're a guild. Yeah. It's not uncommon for people to, like, hide the fact that they're wealthy in this game. I started to buy a normal clear every other week just to skip LFR. That's quite funny. Anybody know how you get the Employee of the Month achievement? Somebody told me that it's only given out to, like, the person that does the most amount of checklists every week across the region. I'm not sure how much truth is in that, but apparently there have been people that have been doing, like, 100 plus checklists and still not getting it. So there are some real sweaty sweats out there trying to get that achievement. And apparently it only lasts for the week or something anyway. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I've heard some rumours. Just tell them you bought a TCG mount to flip it in midnight and are now poor. Yeah. Yeah, turn up to raid on the Spectral Tiger. Just to, like, really solidify the point. Oh yeah, I casually spent 80 mil on this. Did almost 300 checklists when we had the rep buff, didn't get the achievement. Yeah, because you were probably doing it at the same time other people were also trying to do it. Because it was an optimum time to do it. But yeah, to do 300 and not get the achievement goes to show what some people were doing. Used to provide feasts for our raid. Heck, I even put some in the guild bank. I've stopped since we're having to put down multiple every hour. If others want to burn their gold, go ahead. Well, I think this is the difficulty, right? I mean, this has kind of always been a bit of a problem, but based upon the fact that gold has a real, tangible, real-world value these days, I think it has naturally meant that players are stingy is probably not the right word, but more careful with how generous they are. Like, I used to know people before the token came into the game that just had lots of everything and played the game a huge amount and had lots of gold and always had lots of gold and were often very generous with it. But in these day and ages, you see far less of that. I was joking the other day that it would be cheaper to buy a normal boost than it is to pay for the LFR Demencius repair bill. I mean, possibly. Also, I don't envy people that, like, tank in LFR. Because it very quickly can become that you end up having to raid lead it and babysit it as well. And kind of the same theory as work orders for me, you know. You feel as if at that point you're carrying somebody else's success and you're not even getting paid for it. Paid 130k on Friday for a normal boost. What's that in real money terms? Like 10 bucks? 5 bucks? Basically nothing in it.
Get back! You will not harm my children! You will die by my hand, interloper.
How much is a heroic boost with loot? I don't know. You can always check the WoW market Discord for boost prices. I've never really been into any of that because I simply don't care enough, but...
You will die by my hand, interloper.
Boom.
I cannot return to the void!
What's this?
No more shadow
Random
guard.
mass appearance that we need?
I
Sure.
will stay here to see if any unbound can be
671 neck. That's an upgrade.
Return to the center of the Maniforge. We must stop Dimensius before he can reform.
Set piece. That's definitely going to be a need for me. Losing all the rolls like a pro. I refuse to buy boosts. It just doesn't give me the satisfaction of having achieved something, but that's me. I do not have an issue with others buying them. I've always had real mixed emotions with the whole boosting community thing. I would comfortably not see it be a thing in the game. But at the very same time, that it's almost impossible for Blizzard to go down that route. Because in a video game, especially one as big as World of Warcraft, and this is what a lot of people don't understand about bots and like RMT in general. Like, it doesn't really matter to a degree what Blizzard say, in regards to the rules on this. Because where there is a demand, there will be somebody that will supply it. And actually, more so than anything, the more underground Blizzard push it, the more money that's in it. So in that regard, it's kind of weird. And if you allow boosting for gold, you allow people to boost for gold, then there's an element of legitimacy to the whole process, and you can still argue it's not really hurting anybody. But if you start trying to outlaw that, you just push the problem outside the game, and it just ends up being RMT instead. So it's a tough one. And then I would also go as far as to say there are some things where buying a boost is more detrimental than others. In the PvE aspect of the game, it's a relatively harmless adventure. Wait, what the fuck? What the fudge McDuck happened there? Right, well I now know I have absolutely no idea where I'm going. There, apparently.
I will not allow the disruption of Lord Dimensius' resurrection.
To be honest, normal is such a cakewalk. Unless you are significantly undergeared, you can probably pug it without issue and not have to pay for the boost. Yeah, like a normal pug just seems slightly weird to me. Because I get better gear by doing just a few delves. So I don't, you know. And this is clearly the risk with them making delves more lucrative and a more viable progression path for people.
Important work cannot be interrupted.
One of my arguments against Mythic Plus throughout the years has been that I think Mythic Plus is naturally detrimental to the raiding scene, which I've always thought should be where Blizzard's main focus lies, and that what they do in the game should, in some way, shape or form, progress you into raiding in some fashion. So yeah, in a way, I think raiding should be put on that pedestal. It's what this game is mostly known for. And I think Blizzard would be correct to lean into that and funnel everything into raiding eventually. If you don't want to raid, sure, that's on you, but things like Mythic Plus that give people an equally opportunistic way of getting gear without going anywhere near the raid seems to... Well, my take is that it probably has a quantifiable reduction in the amount of people that raid because of it. Which, it's not my game, it's not my decision to make, but it's always felt weird to me. People buy a boost so they can get into the pugs and stuff easier. Well, this is also something that I suspect is probably true. That it would not surprise me if one of the reasons why boosts sell as frequently as they do is because people try pugging and find it gross. They get declined from groups because they don't have the gear. So they buy a boost or two to get the gear so that then on a weekly basis they can get into the pugs. It probably the way that it works for a lot of people. I don't know what we're doing here. I'm just kind of pew-pewing things. That dude zooming across the map clearly can't be intended. See an ad, kill an ad is kind of the theory. Why would I invite a perfectly fine 690 item level person for normal if I can invite a 705 item level overgeared mega chad? This is why the pug scene is a difficult one, isn't it? Because you're absolutely right. Why would, like, when you have nothing else to go by other than what their item level is, why would you take the lower geared character? Especially since that, you know, you've got no player skill to lean on or anything. Just why would you? I mean, item level cheesing has been something that players have done for years and years and years and years and years. Proactively choosing to wear suboptimal gear just because it has a higher item level on it, and will give you that extra little chance to actually get in a pug, for example. What do we get here? Chest piece. It's not actually an upgrade, is it? But you know, this is LFR.
Sacrificing himself to power the machine.
Set piece. Come on, give me a set piece eventually. Oh, I think I won the set piece. I did win the set piece.
Reformation is inevitable.
The surge of energy will tear reality apart and will quickly wake Dimensius. Zalatath and I will try
675. Elm. Nice upgrade.
The rest of you, evacuate to the wastes and find a way back in. I will gather my forces and meet you.
Oh, excuse me. I don't drink Coke all that often. When I do, it's like really sugary. Like sticky throat kind of sugary. Is it even worth us doing the heroic raid because Delves and Mythic Plus are significantly easier, less time consuming and more fun, and give the same or better gear? I do kind of wonder why over the years Blizzard is seemingly deliberately hemorrhaging their own success with taking less and less and less value from the raid. Like I said, it's not my game at the end of the day. It's not my decision to make, but my perspective is that it's always been weird. Like, a company, a product, a game, whatever, I've always felt should lean on what it's best at. And this game has lived for 20 years predominantly because every 6 months they release a piece of content that is just often world class. You know, there's not really any games out there that have been able to replicate Blizzard's success with like large scale group content for as long a period of time as WoW has. Hey, Drizzling Rose, how we doing? Welcome in. Welcome, welcome. Hope you had a good weekend. Ow! Stupid poison. Excuse me. Two weeks off. Oof. That's a lot of WoW time. You know what you can do in 2 weeks, Drizzling Rose? You get that second account full of 65 sure, max level characters. Are the 65 alts? Do it. Do it. Might hit 15 mil liquid tonight as well. Woof. Big numbers. Congratulations. I don't think I've done this encounter before.
Face me or face the flames!
Submit to the void.
See what's going on here then, shall we? What the fuck have I been affected by? I don't even know. I'm gonna stand here. On removal, transfers it to the nearest player. How far away do I have to be? I don't know.
You won't escape.
I have no idea what I'm doing here. Increases the physical damage taken by 100%. Okay, just don't take damage then.
Feel my wrath.
Soak the blue pool.
To ground like a beast.
Delicious.
You won't escape. Fracture your soul and your mind. Feel my wrath.
To ground.
Okay, I've been cleansed of whatever it was now. I'm by definition completely winging this. We learn as we go. Arguably why I would rather see a story mode for all of in replacement of LFR, honestly. We have follower dungeons, I don't see why we don't have a follower raid. And then just get rid of LFR. Get it gone. Provide a landscape where players can learn without the detriment of their lack of knowledge affecting anybody else. And then let people put groups together and do the content in traditional fashion. I don't think they want to go the Mr. Pandaria route where they, what like training, what were they called? Proving grounds back in the day? Where you had to be like silver in proving grounds to even do LFR or something. That was clearly a step too far, I think. Making people take an entrance exam before they can even do LFR, but it's with today's tech, I'm quite sure I'm quite sure some follower raids or something would be possible. I don't know what I did there, but I'm assuming that was roughly okay. Got targeted by something. Make sure it doesn't hit anybody else, and turtle it in case it hurts. Job done.
To ground like a beast.
This is the thing where I take more damage, isn't it?
Fracture your soul and your mind.
I have like significantly less ability to soak or do anything. I'm gonna die.
My glaive thirst. Run! Run for your lives!
I'm guessing I need to not get hit by any of this. Pretty aggressively not getting hit by any of this. Oh, so confused. I'm not dead though.
Fracture your soul and your mind. Feel my wrath.
So I absolutely can't read chat whilst I'm desperately trying to not die here. Don't want to look a fool in front of everybody. You got cleansed because you did not soak the puddles, e.g. you've been called out. Well, I had like 1% health by the looks of things. I don't know, whatever, sure.
My rage.
Stand in the blue shit on the ground.
Fracture your soul.
Am I not just going to die?
To ground like a beast.
Was it healer task to just keep me alive? Is that the point? I don't know, whatever. Ta-da! We win! Woo! We win! Right, Mog. 675 boots. Definitely an upgrade. Plate. Someone else. Someone else. What's this? Neck. 675 neck. Definitely an upgrade. 14! Flipping hell. Pro rolling today. Smashing it. Right, Fractilus next. The irony in that I'm only doing this purely to get the raid renown. Like, I mean, a piece of gear wouldn't go amiss, sure, but... Can we just kill the trash? Bought the stuff to make my next cosplay prop. Gonna make the Silver Moon Guard shield and glaive. Sounds cool. The healers just cleanse when they think that you can't soak anymore. Oh, okay. Oh, more flipping bugs. I need to queue my... Why can I not leave queue whilst in a group? Why is that not a thing? What if I don't want to do another LFR after this? Meant to be leveling flipping alchemy right here. Got massively distracted trying to farm up some reputation. We're renowned 3 at least. Did somebody say renowned 4's the cap anyway? LFR and normal, one person can soak the whole time. In our normal, we just get it on a range and they soak the whole fight. I will try to remember that for the future, but I can't guarantee. Right, this fella. And this the one with... Isn't this the dude with the different bowling lanes? I expect you to forget. We'll just scream at the screens again next week. That's how we do. Right, pew pew. Okay, he's actually melting though, mind. Shatter this one. Was that a thing? Well, it deleted half the wall. What did Shatter Shell actually do? Begins crystalline several players inflicting a bunch of damage every second for 8 seconds. Upon expiration, the player is crystallized and rooted for 4. Yeah, I don't know what that means. It's wiping the group incoming. I swear you meant to blow these walls up. One creates the walls, and if that happens, go to where there are the least, and then one is breaking, so then go towards where the most is. Okay. Crystalline shockwave. Let's go here. Go here. Move it out of the way. Shatter shell. Is that the one to break the walls? That's got to be the one to break the walls, right? Surely. If a wall reaches the boss, you wipe. Oh, I mean, that's got to be borderline impossible to happen on LFR then, right? Surely. It's just a freebie then, gotta be. Right, what we got here then? Unyielding nether prism. What the fuck are you? Random ass trinket. Sure, whatever. Crossbow. Technically an upgrade. Yoink. Can't need on you. Can't need on you. What did we get? Oh, we got the crossbow. 675 instead of 671. Nice. That's this place done. Awesome sauce. Why am I here? Oh yeah, we were buying recipes here, weren't we? Oh shit, wait, hang on. I don't really want to be doing more. Heart of Darkness, though, is the one I do need to do. Okay, sure. Okay. Oh, we've hit Renown 4 with the Mana Forge Vandals. Oh, okay, so apparently we can't get any further this week anyway. So maybe I don't actually need to do this.
Come to me. Accept
For the content. Got nommed. Got definitely nommed. Okay. Why can't we buy fish with the artisans like we can buy the herbs and the ore? That's interesting, actually. I mean, that could be leading to why, that could be one of the reasons why they're going up in price. You're gonna be there a while if you don't need the rep. I'd just piece it. Let's see. It'll be better now.
Do not resist my hunger. Your defeat was foretold.
Kill the ads? Sure, we must kill the ads, right? Kill the ads. Don't know what we're doing now. Go over here, maybe? Spent 30 minutes fishing, was bored out of my mind. Yeah, it's why it's often one of the last professions for me to ever level up ever. Because, yeah, I'm just not doing that. I'd rather go herbing and mining than go fishing. Some people consider fishing one of those kind of like, you know, chill, sort of watch a YouTube video on the side kind of events, but it's not for me. I don't know why 3 things are being pinged. I'm going to stand in the purple swirly though.
No star, no planet will weep for
Okay.
I've got you. We're in Demencius's domain now. So stay close and listen to me.
Maximum zoom. How do you fail this? Do you fail this by not hitting one of the rings? Okay. Safe so far. I have done this, to be fair, on the story mode, like, once. I think this is actually the only time I've killed it. Well, we haven't killed it yet, have we? But the only time I've done this on... with other human beings. I'm pretty sure we need to kill one of these, though, right?
You've done well so far. Surprising, but we're not done yet. Follow me and try
Big
to stay
flight.
alive.
Where are we going? Up here. All that time practicing dragon riding. Now we use it. Maximum zooms.
Kill his minions. Keep pressing him.
Die, blueberries, die. Oh, shit. Disengage wasn't going to save me there. Oh, boo.
We must strike.
I got sucked off. And it wasn't good.
Thank the light you're alive.
The Mana Forge is stable. What
Oh,
with
I'm getting a
Demencius?
res. Check that out.
In hand, but not for long. We must keep him from regaining power.
Your continued struggle is meaningless. All portents seal your
Whoa, okay. What's the... These planets turn into... not planets at some point, don't they? I don't know if we can hop those. Follow everybody else. Okay, I'm dead again. I have no idea what's going on. Go inside the planet? I thought I did. But maybe I didn't. I've not even read the dungeon journal, to be fair. Didn't stand under a planet. Did I miss it, did I? Alright. So you got to be right in the middle of the purple. Jobby job. Okay. No need to tell us, it's quite obvious. I'm not convinced he is really as big as they claimed he was going to be. At least not... The phase where we were doing all the flying, he was pretty big. But he's not the size of Stormwind here, is he?
Become one. This reality.
Okay, so more of them turn into black holes. And so I guess you just run out of planets eventually, right? Like what's going to happen here. We're going to run out of planets and he's not going to be dead. Is that what we're saying? And then everybody turns to dust.
The sky falls at my command. Insignificant. Die by my hand.
So this has got to be... Oh no, there's one planet left. Can everybody stack on this one planet, or is it GG almost?
Insignificant.
Need a Blood Death Knight to just tank the whole thing. Solo the lot. It's going to be a 0.2% echo wipe. Almost. Boom. Now I clearly deserve all the gear now, right? Clearly deserve all the gear.
The all-devouring is
What we got? Mog. Hearthstone? Need on a Hearthstone.
finally
Mog. Hungering Void Curio.
Victory for too long.
Need.
With Demences'
Need.
defeat, the Dark Heart is on
Mog.
the verge of collapse.
Ring. Easy need.
I'll hold open the way so you can make your
Boots.
escape. But to do so,
Easy
you must
need.
remain on the side of the portal.
I can't press need on everything and get nothing. Come on, game.
Selfless of you.
Come on, game. Never lucky.
Some sacrifices
We tried.
are inevitable, I suppose.
We were not worthy.
Valeria, I always find a way to survive.
Next week. At least we did what I wanted to do, which was get Mana Forge Vandals to 4. That at least keeps us up with what's going on. 8 is when something interesting happens, which I guess we're halfway towards that now. Let me also leave all of those queues. I don't want to be doing any more LFR. Too much damage for the high rolls, clearly. Yeah, we burnt all of our gear cooldowns early on in the fight. Should have paced ourselves. Nightmare Vines. 40? Jesus. It's getting expensive. Oh, hello. What did we just loot then? Loom Beast Silk. Okay, nobody cares. Major Dreamless Potion. Get me to 75. I do hope this pays off, though, you know. Taking the time to level up all the old professions, I really do hope it pays off. I really hope that Housing turns up and Decor gives us 50 new recipes for every profession to chase after. It'll be a slight nod to the fact that we haven't had pretty much anything else this expansion, but I'm in the same position again. I can't leave this 5 points short. That's going to feel really weird. I need to make 5 super regen potions. Mana Thistle, Nether Bloom. Ten Mana Thistle, 5 Nether Bloom. They really add new recipes for the old random stuff. Oh, they've told us they are. It's not even a guess at this point. It's just more of a case of how do we get the recipes? What materials are they going to need? What sort of and what sort of demand is there going to be for the items? Like that's the things we're questioning more so than anything. So this won't be totally for nothing, but the fact that I'm trying to get everything leveled up just so that whatever happens, we're covered, might end up being a little bit more costly than waiting, but I don't know. Right, Classic done, Outland done. I think I've probably got time to do Wrath. Let's have a little look at Wrath, shall we? Wrath shouldn't be a difficult one, surely. Professions... Alchemy, where have you gone? Alchemy, leveling guides, Northrend. Can't be that difficult. Wrath was easy back in the day. Want candy? Candy's a weekend treat, though. It's Monday. Couldn't be further away from candy. But then again, you're a big girl. Make your own rules. And nobody gonna stop you. Oh, this is herbalism. Oh, alchemy's around the back, isn't it? Monday's pretty close to the weekend. Just as long as you have the ability to go backwards.
Hey! Very well then.
All right, more crystal vials.
You need something?
42. Can I buy 42? Boink. No. Talandra's Rose. Ah, yeah, we get 5 bonus points at the beginning, don't we? So we don't actually have to use quite so many materials at the beginning. Today is day 1 of at least 30 with no added sugars in my food. So no candy for a long time. Oh, ouch. Yeah, I'm not going that crazy. It's my birthday this month, so there's definitely some candy on the cards. Absolutely, definitely. Tiger Lily. 20 of you. Holy. Where's all the Tiger Lily? Damn, son. Damn.
Can I help you? Alrighty then.
Elixir of Mighty Strength. Turns out this is not the cheapest one to make at this point, but what are you going to do? Eight more, I think. Be enough. 24 Adder's Tongue.
Hi, how are ya? Goodbye now.
Elixir of Mighty Agility for 10. Why do we have to buy enough for 12? Oh, maybe this goes yellow. It might not go yellow for me, though, mightn't it? Because Goblin racial. Seven, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. Bit of Ice Thorn. Diabetics, I have sugar alternatives, probably worse off than just having regular sugar. I've always wondered this about, like, all of these sugar-free stuff that have sweeteners in them instead. I can't help but, I don't know the science on this, and I'm sure the science is probably very debatable. But I've always wondered whether sweeteners are actually significantly worse for you than just having regular sugar. Now, obviously, you're diabetic, that's maybe not so much an option, but for people that just try and avoid sugar for, like, you know, calorie reasons, I'm not always convinced it's the right move. 50 gold apiece on Lich Blooms. I'm being scammed. I'm being hard scammed here. Hard scammed. Somebody's seen me coming. This is why doing this now, boys and girls. Can you imagine trying to do this when absolutely every man and their dog has access to decor?
You have a great day now.
Like, the sheer lack of stuff on the auction house really does make me wonder just what's going to happen when decor does come out. Create 30 runic mana potions. I need more gold clover if that's the case. We've got to get to 55. Oh no, they've gone yellow. They really got to 50. Flipping now. Try again. $20 of those. 10 of those. That's got to be enough. Surely. Zygor's done me dirty on this one. I don't know where it's gone wrong, but there's something's ballsed up in it. Usually it's been pretty good telling me how many mats I need to buy up until this point. Oh god, it's gone green as well. Ouch. Go on, 1 point. Yes, there we go. Collect dark jades? What? We're not doing jewel crafting here. The hell? Dark jades to level up alchemy. Don't remember this. I'm gonna trust you, Zygor. Don't let me down. Huge citrines. Oh, the old Earth, of course, the old transmutes. Now it comes back to me. It didn't tell me to buy the Eternal Fire though, did it? Cam on, Zygor. Eternal Fire times 5.
Interesting. Alrighty then.
Wait, what? Oh, damn Philosopher's Stone.
Pleased to meet you.
Oh, jeez Louise. I should have bought one from the vendor a minute ago. Do you sell one? Oh, there we go. Think.
Have a
Job
good
done. Not me reading this convo whilst eating donuts and drinking sweetened iced tea coffee. Oh dear. No, 105 more Lich Bloom. Ah, I'm not sure I want to pay that. We might have to look for an alternative route for this next bit. I'm not sure I want to pay that. Whatever, it's only gold. Somebody's going to have a good day. $250 gold for Frost Lotuses. Ah, what? Somebody has seen me come in. Fuck's sake. Crystallize is spelled with a Z, isn't it, in game? Apparently not. 2 L's. Crystallize life. 45 of them.
Need assistance? Very well then.
You know why it is? It's because I was like, oh, Northrend Alchemy. I don't remember that costing too much. Sure. 15 flasks of stone blood. 600 gold apiece. Why did I not Why did I not make the flipping mojos? Yeah, mojos are half the price, but you live and you learn. Early bird gets the worm. Yeah, clearly I should be writing all these materials down and just resetting the market on every single one of these materials shortly after doing this. Why I leveled my old world professions last year. Well, I mean, I'm doing this before the big gold rush hits. Like, if there's going to be... I still think paying a few thousand gold to do this now is not really that problematic. Because so much of this stuff will be open for just great levels of abuse by the time Decor actually lands. Right, I do need 5 more points then. Maybe I'm going to make 5 more flasks of mojo. Because these are guaranteed points.
Interesting.
Unless these are...
You have a great day now.
Unless these transmutes are guaranteed, they're not, are they? We make 5 mojos. Just to get those bonus 5 points. Uh, 7 times 5 is what, 35? Pygmy oil, 3 times 5 is 15. Cross Lotus is 5 more of those. Vials, 5 more of those. That should get us tippity top. Beautiful. Right. We're getting there. I'm going to leave that there for now, though, boys and girls. Classic, Outland, and Northrend done for Alchemy. We need still a few more to get Alchemy fully leveled up, mind. But we will get there. We will get there. We also have engineering to do. The rest of the week is going to be dependent on what happens with Remix. I want to give Remix another good, solid test. There's a new build for Remix coming out tomorrow, but this is tomorrow, probably NA time, meaning it won't sit nicely for tomorrow's stream. So I might carry on doing a bit of this tomorrow, but then Wednesday will be a combination of doing some Remix and doing reset stuff, be my guess. And then the remainder of the week, we will see what happens, but still early. We can keep ourselves busy. Thanks for stopping by today. Over the next few days, we'll tinker around and we'll finish a few other things as well. Anybody that has hit the follow button, hit the like button, drop some bits, subs, primes, the whole shebang, I appreciate it all. Thank you very much. Come say hi on the Discord. But have yourselves a wonderful day. And I will, I will catch you tomorrow. Peace.